microphone for the win? I guess we'll have to find out.
Alright everybody, so it's going to be our first vid with this new mic that I actually got from one of my viewers who's been a fan for a while. So that was really sweet as a Christmas present. I actually got 2 Christmas presents from viewers, which was totally awesome and weird and cool. But here we go. I have no idea how this thing's going to work. It's got a few settings, and the battle started. So now that I've gotten everything leveled out, I'm predicting a taunt from him, so I don't really want to go with Stealth Rock. I'm going to go right for an Earth Power. I know it's not going to kill him, but I'm going to get something in there, and hopefully I can chase him away. So I'm expecting he's probably going to want to suicide it and maybe go with the Stealth Rock, and I'm going to try and rapid spin it away for lols. Doesn't end up working out, no big deal. I figured if I did go for Earth Power, there's also a high chance he goes to something flying or something like this that wouldn't have cared about it. So I feel like it was probably a smart play, and I'm probably not losing too much for the chance that it took to go for it, and it was kind of cool anyway. So Venusaur is going to be a little bit of a problem. I know something's going to get put to sleep, and both of us are kind of using like grab bag type stuff. He's actually got mostly UU all Kanto team, and I've pretty much just got a bunch of random guys that I like, but some of them aren't that great anymore. So not too many options. I go to this guy first in case he wanted a Leech Seed first, but it doesn't end up working out that way. I get put to sleep, which is fine. I was going to try to put him to sleep if I could, because I know Venusaur always seems to be just a little bit too strong for me to deal with, and every time I seem to fight him, like, he always does just enough damage and takes just enough hits where I can't finish him off how I need to. So I thought about exploding on him, but I was like, I haven't put up my own rocks yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to spin if he gets his up later, stuff like that. So I put up a wish, and I kind of want to give it to myself, but I know that he's going to put up some rocks, or at least I'm expecting him to put up some rocks, and I don't have anything to do with this turn. I suppose I could use Payback, but that's not really going to accomplish a whole lot. So I figure if he wants to go for like a Mega Horn or something like that, trying to get some big damage in instead, because I feel like Tubez usually tries to play offensive. Like, we both know each other really well. And honestly, at first from the Venusaur, I was thinking there might be like a Leaf Storm set, offensively based, that he had, but I had to play around, you know, what I expect the highest percentage proportion that he's going to throw at me. Anyway, he goes for a taunt again just to make sure I don't get Stealth Rock, which he does have a spinner on his team, so I don't know why he was super worried about it. Maybe, I don't know, his thing. He does have, of course, have Charizard, but I don't really know how much it's going to take care of this guy. Granted, the only thing I can do to it is explode. Honestly, at this point, if it was a Belizard, I'd be in a little bit of trouble, but I'm going to have to assume and play like it's not. You got to play the percentages, which is why, you know, stuff that beats standard and novelty moves and things like that work. So I go over to Starmie, takes the hit. I do have Wish on this team, which is kind of the point of having me with a bunch of defensive guys that can't heal, trying to have that pay off for me. At this point, I know he's going to switch. I don't believe he's going to go to Venusaur, though there is a high chance he could stay in, knowing him, thinking that I'm going to go for, you know, Ice Beam or even T-Bolt. I thought about T-Bolt a lot, but I figured he's probably going to bring in something I have not seen. It is, of course, ends up being a Blastoise, so I do make a good switch in that part, because I kind of had a feeling it'd be something either ground or water coming in, or he would just stay in. I knew Venusaur wasn't, so he doesn't want to do anything hanging out in there. I go right for the Spore as opposed to a sub, just because I can. This way it will give me, I mean, you know, whatever. You guys know Breloom, you know how he works. He's not a big deal. Usually you want to substitute. Cat, what are you doing? You're climbing all over my desk. Usually you want to sub first, but whatever. I felt like sporing that time, so going for Focus Punch. Despite the fact that a tanky dude like him resists it, it still does just barely less than half. One of these days I'm going to get a freaking Life Orb Breloom, and it's going to be able to 2-hit KO everything, and I just don't care. So I go back to Orion simply because I want to spin away his rocks for 1. I know he can't kill me in 1 or 2 hits for 2. I'd like to get Stealth Rock up at some point, but I know he's got Blastoise, so I'm just going to get the spin off first while he does his thing, whatever, you know, setting up Light Screen and setting up Leech Seed. and then I'm going to explode. I'm expecting Blastoise to come in, predicting Stealth Rock, but if I land it on Venusaur, that's just fine. Whichever one it is, I'm going to be able to bring in something to either scare it away or finish it off and force him just to continue switching around like that. So he ends up switching and going right for Blastoise, which I know it's not going to finish it off, but it's at least the last 3 turns went exactly how I expected they would, and that always feels nice. So it makes me feel like I at least have a good idea of what's going on and that I'm going to be in control, as opposed to just hoping I win. I just feel comfortable that I know what I'm doing enough to win. So unfortunately, this guy's got T-Bolt instead of T-Punch, which definitely kind of sucks. So I go for Ice Punch first. Light Screen is up, and for potentially the first time, mark it, Makar, potentially for the first time I remembered about Light Screen while it was up. What a concept. So I did not think T-Bolt would kill. I had to go for it. He actually tried to Mirror Coat me, which would have been awesome, but I do surprisingly finish him off. This dude comes in, and at this point I feel like it's either sashed or scarfed. I have a really bad feeling it's scarfed, but I feel like I can live 1 waterfall. And if it does try to set something up predicting my switch as totally trying to fake me out, then I can take advantage of it. And I end up staying in when I didn't really want to. It was one of those plays where it's like I felt like he was just trying to make me make a mistake, and I wasn't going to have any of it. And then he gets a crit, so I have no idea if I survived or not. Excuse me. I always end up calcing this stuff after the video when I wanted to calc it earlier, but I'm not going to calc that one. I don't care. So bring in Breloom because I know I can take the hit. I take it a little bit better than I thought, which makes me think that I would have been fine. Finish him off in 1 shot. That's good. And here comes Puff the Magic Dragon. That ain't cool. I'm looking at what I got. I got a nearly dead Umbreon. I got a sleeping Tangrowth. I got a nearly dead Starmie, and I got this dude. So after 1 DD, he's going to outspeed my team, and he's going to be able to 1-hit KO my team, with the exception of a guy who's asleep. So, hey, don't sneeze on me, you stupid animal. You fucking meatloaf. Anyway, so I know he's going to DD up. That gives me a turn to Focus Punch. Again, despite the fact that it's resisted, I hit it for 50%. I see no leftovers, which makes me know it's not bulky. It's going to be offensive, so I know he's going to go for a hit here. I've got 2 options. I can substitute, or I can just kind of Seed Bomb for the death, whether I expect to survive with enough HP to make a sub. Making sub is the right play, but I don't think I'm going to have enough. I expect to die flat out. So I go for Seed Bomb, which I know it's going to do nothing, but who knows what the hell's going to happen. And he goes for Earthquake, and it does enough to the point where I know I can survive, survive with enough to make a sub. And he goes for Earthquake again, which makes me think that, like, holy crap, maybe he's got like Aqua Tail, Earthquake, Roost, and Dragon Dance or something. Obviously he couldn't Roost on those turns because Focus Punch would still go through and it would deal double damage, so it would mess up his point of roosting. So I'm thinking maybe that's what it was, but if he had Outrage, he should have used it, that's for sure. It forces me to bring in Tangrowth just to absorb the time and have him confuse himself to death, maybe, and that's my best shot. So anyway, it was a very intense turn of events, some very, very meticulous play on my part, and at this point I just know I need to bring a Wish over to my guys as much as I can, because he's not going to be able to deal too much to Breloom. Sludge Bomb's going to hurt, but if I have a sub, then I'll be able to deal some big damage off on it. Starmie's going to be able to deal some big damage off on it. Unfortunately, Life Orb is probably playing against me at this point on Starmie. Unfortunately, I would love to get Ochu involved, because he's got HP Ice and a Sleep Powder of his... Smog, the epic Hobbit dragon nickname Charizard, is already asleep, so I can't use that. But at this point, I know I'm not going to survive through a Sludge Bomb and a Leech Seed and a Poison, so I have to Baton Pass straight out instead of switching. If I switch, Starmie would die, so I had to Baton Pass, which unfortunately still carries the Leech Seed, but I had no choice. I had to at that point. It's a little shifty, a little shady, but it was my only option. Gotta go for Ice Beam. It's common sense at this point, and it's going to do just under half, which is exactly what I meant. Venusaur just always seems to be just enough, and it bothers me. He was just enough to kill Umbreon, and he's just enough to survive Life Orb Starmie. I'm like, ugh! So, at this point I'm going to switch back to this guy simply to waste a turn of light screen, kill his leech seed, and I have to hope for a miracle that I survive life orb and leech seed, that or I get a crit or I get a freeze. And none of those are a very high probability whatsoever, but take a look at the time left in the video, and obviously something's gonna happen. So I get some freeze hacks, which is, I don't know, what am I supposed to say about that? It's happened against me so many times that it's kind of nice to see it happen for me, but it obviously completely changes the game. Without that freeze hacks, assuming I don't crit, which I didn't, I lose that game. So this allows me some time, bring in Breloom, sub up. This allows me to get free, and from here, once I got that sub up, I knew it was game. I'm going to be able to hit him for close to half, and because I already did it earlier. So even if he unfroze that turn, breaks my sub, I'm still able to get a seed bomb off on this turn, and if he's still alive, Starmie can go through light screen, no problem, survive enough to be able to kill off Charizard at that point. So all those extra freezes just kind of made it look bad, but at that point it really didn't matter. And Breloom is going to finish how he always does, ladies and gentlemen. Finishing off in a 2-poke sweep to end the match that I should have lost. And that's... Oh, not yet. Not yet. Smog is... Oh, by the way, you guys need to look up the trailer for The Hobbit. Comes out 2012, December. I know I've liked it a few times. It's been on my recent history. It's probably gone by now. But it's going to be freaking sweet. There's a lot of fake vids and a lot of vids that are just like talking up with it and crap. So it's kind of tough to find, but it's gonna be freaking sweet. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're having a great holiday. I know the uploads have been dismal as of late because of, you know, finals and holidays and crap like that. So I'm literally doing this at 3 and 4 a.m. in the morning, and I haven't gone to bed in forever. But gotta do what I gotta do, eh? And cat, why are you hunting me? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get the hell out of here and go to bed. So thanks for watching. Take it easy. I will catch you later. And I'm too lazy to fill the rest of this with music, so I'm just not going to. Yeah, Tubes, I put in that color changing background for you because I know you like rainbows. Take it easy.